Hey, you've tuned into the GFree and Happy show. Tonight, we're going to be talking all about healthy smoothies with Elise Wagner of the My Kitchen Shrink. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome to the GFree and Happy show that happens every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Kathy, and I have been gluten-free and happy for 5 years now. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. We have a great show tonight. I have Elise Wagner with mykitchenshrink.com. She's going to be sharing her. Actually, it's not out yet. It's going to be all about smoothies. It's an ebook and it's coming out, I think, April 4th. We're going to talk about smoothies, blends, all sorts of healthy stuff tonight. But first, episode 63 of the GFree and Happy show is brought to you by thephilosophy.com. The Philosophy superfood powders are blends of the very best plant-based material on earth. Sophie created some of the best healing superfood powders out there on the market. The Berry Bliss is a stress-fighting, mood-enhancing superfood blend and includes the highest vitamin C and antioxidant content of any whole food source in the world. So go to thephilosophy.com and say Kathy sent you. And here's my Berry Bliss. I can't get enough of this. I'm going to have to order a new one or get Sophie to give me more because this is my favorite. Especially now when it's almost springtime. It's very bright and cheery. So we're going to be talking to, and let's bring her on now because I want to get right to the smoothie stuff. Hi, Elise. We're talking to Elise. And she's going to talk all about wonderful smoothies and the blends that you've created in this recipe book that doesn't have just recipes. It has a ton of information for all of us that are trying to be healthy. So Elise, tell us a little bit about yourself. And thank you so much for being on my show.
Yeah, I love being on your show. Thank you for having me. I want to look into that further. Can you only get the philosophy, her stuff online, or can you get it?
For you, since you're across country, you can only get it online, but she has them in certain health food stores in California now. She's working on it.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I am, technically I call myself My Kitchen Shrink, but I've nutritionist and health psychology professional, and I mainly am helping women through a health coaching program to really stop hating on their bodies, stop food guilt and body shame, and really just create a blissful and peaceful feeling within their bodies and cultivate a better, healthier relationship between their food, their attitude, and their body.
But today you talk to not women, you talk to some men today. You want to share that little experience?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That was really interesting and really, it's a really good, I have a kind of a silly story to say, and thank God, I'm going to thank my mom. Shout out to Jenny out there, my mom. I went and spoke to a fire department today in Chicago, and it was all men. And I shared with them that I've got a more holistic view and this trifecta of mind, body, spirit. And so I made them a smoothie from the smoothie book. And then I also decided to do a mini meditation because, they're firefighters. They're constantly like in this fight or flight stress mode. And I started to do this meditation, and there was probably about 3 or 4 guys who just bursted out laughing. And I started laughing. It was just, it was a good way to relieve stress, but it was really interesting because, and I just allowed them to laugh. I was thinking, okay, well, they have to hear this. I think they have to hear this, whether they take it on today or not, or use it at a different time. But thank God, I acknowledge that it's a little weird and different, and just to be doing some meditations or, peaceful breathing and to ground yourself. But I was kind of waiting that reaction. Go ahead, yeah.
But last week on the show, we had Katie Bauer, who talked about that you do need to de-stress yourself before you eat, even to help the digestion. So you were, they have to get that.
Well, the funny story is that me and my mom a long time ago, we were doing a meditation and relaxation class, and we actually got kicked out of the class because we were laughing so hard. Because, if you haven't de-stressed or relaxed or done any tools like that, it can feel really awkward and weird.
In front of people, and especially your peers, firemen.
That's totally normal. I gave them a challenge. I sent them, because they have this whole PA system, and I was like, I'm going to send you an audio file of meditation, and I'm going to challenge you to put that on, and everyone can do it in their own space or whatever, so no one feels uncomfortable. So we'll see if they take it on or not.
You should go back to them and say you're going to film them next. I think that would be great. I should do that.
Yeah, it was interesting.
All right. So that is a good hint or thing to do before you have these smoothies. By the way, let's talk about these smoothies. Yeah. So she on Elise's website, mykitchenshrink.com, she has a little teaser before she puts it out on April 4th. And it's got a million things on here. By the way, that picture is very nice of you and your smoothie ingredients. So she talks about why she did this whole book, and then how will nourishing, succulent, and savvy smoothies help you? And then your savvy guide, and it has all sorts of information about this. Then also you're going to do the DIY nut and seed milks, seed butters, fermented foods in this book, because not only smoothies, you're doing those. And then the benefits. Now look at these benefits for having a smoothie. And I have to say, another reason why I have her on my show is because I'm trying to up my health this year, and I have a smoothie, and this is what it does for me. I like the zaps inflammation. That's a big one for me. Bumps up immunity, increases your mojo. I like that one too. So let's talk about, you have some examples of some of your smoothies that the recipes are in the book. So let's go for the first one.
Okay, so let me just grab it. The first one is green for St. Patrick's Day, and it's got a pear on the side, a little different, an Asian pear, exotic. But what is in this one? This is called the Fresh, Green, and Clean. And what's in it is there's some broccoli in it.
Can you believe this? Okay, everybody. By the way, gluten libre, I agree. I try and have one every morning too. So now looking at how gorgeous that is for St. Patrick's Day too, but would you believe it has broccoli? I would say maybe an avocado because of that color.
It does have an avocado in it. It has some spinach or other greens in it, like a green mix. And so you get all that greenness, which is amazing fiber for you, and also tons of, rich in antioxidants and other vitamins and minerals. But then it also has a little bit of some pear in it and some pineapple and a little bit of some kiwi, not too much, but just a little bit, and some lime juice. So it kind of has like a little punch to it.
So how did you come up with this recipe? Did you just blend things until they tasted good? Do you have a sense of what goes with what? Yeah, so Jen is saying broccoli, really?
I have a little bit of both. I mean, this is a really fun process for me. There were some things that I'm not the type of person to follow directions at all. So, I've got a Vitamix, and I have the Vitamix smoothie book or whatever. If you've got a Ninja or a Bullet, I'm sure they give you a smoothie booklet as well. But I was going through it, and especially with, some issues that we have, right, with healing our guts and things like that, really heavy on the sugars, like the fruits and things.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they're not always great for our gut and our GI system just because of the state that it's in. Not that fruits are bad or anything, but because of the state that our gut is in, they can't really break it down, so it can create more gas and bloating and things like that. So, with that intention, I was thinking, okay, well, more greens. And also, just to back the bus up, and the reasoning, behind all of this was um, when I was diagnosed with celiac disease, I really couldn't eat a whole lot of things. Everything I would eat, I would just totally blow up. Like I was 9 months pregnant and it wasn't fun. And so these were kind of like my mainstay for a while, some smoothies, so I could get in some rich nutrients to heal. So that was kind of where the experimentation started and just kind of evolved from there. And started getting more fancy with some herbs and stuff. So,
and that's another thing I want to talk about. So let's go to the next. You have two for tonight, and the second one I really wanted to try, but I didn't have enough time to go buy your ingredients. So go ahead and tell us what's in this one. By the way, it looks yummy.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I wanted to make them really simple. The other thing about it as well is I really just like looking in my fridge and kind of pulling things out and seeing what goes together. And one, what was in my fridge when that was created was all those ingredients. So this is lavender, calming and energizing lavender bliss. And so if you can see at the top, there's some lavender seeds on there. And then if you wanted to make it even more pretty, you could get some, grate some lemon zest on there. But this one, it just has about a cup of hemp milk in it. You could use any kind of milk you want. So a cup of hemp milk, a cup of berries. So I like to use frozen berries for this one. And then I get those small little like Meyer lemons and cut in half, and I'll squeeze the juice of one, small lemon in here. And then about a tablespoon of lavender seeds.
And now, where do you buy the lavender seeds?
Yeah, so because I'm so jealous, you guys live in Washington. So you guys live very close to, I don't want to butcher their names. Is it Sequim or Squim?
Squim.
Yeah, so the lavender fields out there. But you can get lavender seeds, mountain rose herbs. You can purchase them through as like in bulk, but Whole Foods you can purchase them at in bulk, or I'll show you what they come in. Or a PCC, you can get those at for the Washington folks.
What if you have like lavender plants? Can you dry those and use them?
Totally, yes, okay. Would totally dry them. Yeah, so it's just I just get them in the bags. I just got this today, so I'll transfer it to something that's, you see them? I'll transfer it to something that's, in glass, but like a glass jar, but they smell so lovely and amazing, and I just sprinkle them on top and then you can eat them as well. So they are extremely calming, and it would just make a nice, especially spring's coming up here, a nice welcome to spring smoothie. Yeah, and the color is just outrageous. It's just this beautiful, vibrant purple color, and the taste is really good too. It's got like a little zing to it from the lemon, and it's very decadent in a really healthy way.
We were in California over the weekend, and all I saw when we were walking through the houses there was just one lemon tree and orange tree after another. I was so jealous of that.
Yeah.
It would be really nice to squeeze from your own tree there.
It'd be so nice, yeah.
Okay, so what else did you have behind you? You have a few things you wanted to share with us.
Yeah, so I did a presentation actually on what's today? Today's Monday? Okay. I did a presentation last Tuesday, and we made a smoothie, and we put this in. So this is turmeric root, and you can actually get this from Whole Foods or PCC or some, most grocery stores will carry this. And so it comes, I broke it in half, but it comes in a root like this, kind of like ginger. And you can use this in so many different ways, specifically if you wanted to use it in your smoothie. And I actually brought this with me in the airplane when I flew to Seattle last week, and I used it in my smoothies because it's you can travel with it. It's really nice. But this is like and I don't like to put any one food on the pedestal, but this is like the #1 anti-inflammatory zapper out there. So I like to just cut off like even like, just a little bit. And you can take the skin off with the back of a spoon and pop it in your smoothie, and you can't really taste the difference. And it's a great anti-inflammatory.
Well, and we were talking about this before the show started. I take turmeric. I take that all the time. Turmeric. I call it turmeric, so it's turmeric.
Whatever way.
Okay. I take them by pill form because aches, pains, and everything. I don't ever take any medicine anymore, so I'm trying to be healthy. And that, if I would have, for my things, I would have had to eat a lot of that a day. So I'm taking it by pill form. So when you take a pill form, what did you say I needed to make sure?
Yeah. So if you're
supplement.
if you're taking a supplement form of turmeric, the active ingredient is curcumin, and that's like the antioxidant, powerhouse. And so to activate that, you need essentially black pepper. They call it piperine.
Oh,
and
yes.
So all I have to do is on a supplement, just turn it over on the back, and if it says piperine, or it'll say, black pepper or something like that, that's really you've got a great supplement there.
Actually, the Grain Brain talked about that, and I did look for that. So, Elise, thank you for that information. Everybody, check that out too. But add it to your smoothies and help your digestion too. And do you have anything else back there? I can't remember.
Yes, I do. I've got one thing. So I know that we're all busy individuals, and time is a huge factor. But and so in a perfect ideal world, and I know you're saying your daughter does this, and I think that's fantastic. You can do so many different things with different nuts and seed milks. And so, but this one right here is hemp milk. So I use this in a couple different smoothies. You get a completely different taste. I don't know if you've noticed that, Kathy, where when you use a different milk, you get a completely different tasting smoothie.
Yes, the sweeter ones I use like a coconut milk, and then like the more, I don't know, like a hemp or an almond I use too.
Yeah, and I mean, you can use rice if you want to. Soy, I mean, that's always an option, just depending on your,
digestion, basically, if you can take it.
Values. I mean,
yes.
There's a lot of factors to be considered, but there's tons of different alternatives that you can make. I made quinoa milk the other day just to try it out. That was interesting.
What was that like? Because I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh,
yeah, it was.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was very earthy.
I bet, because I do like the taste of a quinoa. Quinoa in my salad even.
Yeah, and so the other thing too is that I went out and bought these. These are from Crate and Barrel. They're like the little milk jugs. They come with the little caps that you can just hook on. But I'll just soak some nuts and seeds, and probably about 5 of them, because I got 5 of these, and I'll make a big batch of different things, and keep these in the fridge. So
my daughter puts vanilla bean in her almond milk, and it's like yum. You could put it in your coffee in the morning too.
I bet that's so delicious.
It is very good. And so Jen's asking about what about coconut oil? And then should I be adding coconut oil to all my smoothies? Because I actually started doing that.
Mm-hmm. So if you're going to get a good source of coconut oil is a great thing to add as a healthy fat to your smoothies. You want to make sure, or I always like to make sure that if you're going to make a smoothie, kind of the anatomy of a smoothie is a base. So if you can do water or some type of nut or seed milk. And then I always like to make sure there's some greens in there. Just so I'm getting some greens at every meal, or some, good fiber in the form of, nuts or seeds or yogurt, or, nut butter or something like that. But yeah, that's a great source of fat. So avocado, any form of coconut, shavings, or even the oil is great. And what was the other question? Sorry.
No, she just asked about the coconut oil. I do have, since you talked about the anatomy of your smoothie, you have this in your book that's coming out, and I liked how you said there's a few things that I liked. First off, herbs in your drink, like the lavender, which I thought is a very good idea. I do not add herbs, so I'll start doing that. Um, confidently picking your produce. Tell me what you mean by that.
Yeah, so a lot of people I've talked to, they are not quite sure, A, how to pick their produce or how to store it. And so in the, let's just give an example. So like with avocados, which, are they're depending on where you go, right? You want to pick those ones that are a little softer. So depending on when you're going to use them too. So inside the book, there's a whole bunch of guides that just tell you exactly what to look for, what's a really, what, like for example, pineapple. Once a pineapple has been picked, it's not gonna ripen any further. It's done.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So just knowing that, and then with other fruits and vegetables, there's some that are still going to continue to ripen and get sweeter and have a change of taste and things like
And
that.
how long they last, because you never know how
Yes.
long some of these things last.
And what to put them next to or what to not put them next to in the fridge, or because different fruits have different gases that they emit. And so what to keep in bags and what to
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
that's in your book. Then another thing you had was the anatomy of a green drink.
Mhm.
Tell me what that means.
So yeah, the same thing as the anatomy of a smoothie. Just the anatomy of a green drink is going to be it's basically what's a green smoothie and what does that entail. So and what's interesting to me too is there's you can still have a green drink, a green drink, which can mean a couple different things, I guess. But in the sense that I'm talking is that it's green. It's got greens in it, but it doesn't actually look green, because I know there is a lot of people I talk to have a really adverse reaction to drinking something green. Have
Really?
you Yes.
Well, actually, it did take my mind to think, okay, what the heck's in this green thing? So yeah, okay. Once you start, then it's like, what did I ever think?
Yeah,
Good
it's
point.
like a spectrum. And so a lot of people like to start with, like purples or reds or something that's not going to, if they don't like greens and vegetables already, but they can still get,
Yeah, it's that whole vegetable thing inside your smoothie.
like the broccoli.
Yeah.
I didn't taste it.
Okay, so with that fruit, the green, you always add fruits and stuff too, usually to sweeten it up.
Just a little bit. There's one in the book that I think it's called, Earthy Indulgence, and let me tell you, that's for the smoothie lover who like doesn't
Likes
need
dirt.
Yeah, it's very earthy.
We'll have to try that one out.
All that stuff. So
Anna Wheat Girl she wants to know your thoughts on frozen fruits and vegetables, because she kind of missed the beginnings.
yeah, I'm all about frozen fruits and veggies or veggies. Sorry, I cannot talk tonight. My personal preference is fresh always. Next is frozen, and then last, if ever, is canned. Just because, well, in frozen you can go either way. Because if you're going to pick something right away and freeze it, then you're still having a really high nutrition quality. But I'm always just a big fan of fresh. So I think it depends on what your preference is. But frozen fruits and veggies, I think that's great. I've never tried frozen veggies in the smoothie though, but frozen fruits, yes.
I like frozen pineapple, and I like frozen strawberries, because we're in the Northwest. They're not, boy, tried California strawberries in California over the weekend, and huge difference between us and so yummy.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Big, bright, yummy, sweet. So let's talk about some of the other things in your book before we go. And let's see, hold on. I've got the bullet points here. There was another one I wanted to, let's see, hold on. If anybody else has questions while I'm looking, let me know. the mindful eating techniques. That was it. So tell us a little bit about this mindful eating technique. What is that?
Yeah, so this book, I wanted to really, give this gift, right, that I have to the world. I shouldn't go like this.
Give it out.
I wanted to present this book in a way that's completely different than other smoothie books, that really brings in this trifecta of mind, body, spirit, and, provides the reader with not just a really great tasting smoothie, but also, this intention for how their days. Most people have smoothies in the morning. Some people have them for lunches or dinners or snacks or whatnot. But to start your day off in a way that's positive and uplifting can really do so much for the rest of your day and moving forward, and just increase your quality of life. And so with every smoothie, there's a morning mantra, and that you can say, or you can make up your own or whatever. I gave some as examples. But they're just some lifestyle practices that you can start to implement in your life. And mindfulness, I feel like, is huge. And tying it back into this morning to the talk, I had these firefight. I made a smoothie for them, and I had them sit and take good 3 deep breaths, kind of like the Andrew Weil 4-7-8 breath, and just calm your whole system and your whole body down. And I don't know who spoke last week, but if she was talking about the same thing, when you can transition into what's a rest and digest mode, so this parasympathetic nervous system that turns on, you're just telling your body everything's okay,
and it digests better
than
if you were stressed out. And yes, she said that exact same thing too that you're saying. So this was really wonderful. And when's the book coming out? How can we find it? Where do we purchase it? And if you have any events coming up too.
Oh yeah. So, okay. Lots of events coming up. So you can go to mykitchendrink.com, and under the Work With Me tab, there's, when you click on that, it should be like the first little box that comes up, and then you can click on that box. And then there's a pre-order form, and so if you pre-order before April 4th, you'll also get a free healthy training smoothie video and then an herbology guide. So I'm also working on a guide that's going to come out with the book, with all these different herbs that you can actually use in your smoothies, and the different health benefits associated with those too. So it gives you a little bonus and incentive to grab on and make an empowered health decision.
How much is this book?
It is $20.
Not bad. Not bad at all. So for $20, you can be even healthier than you are today. Okay, so what's any events coming up?
Events coming up. There is a huge event coming up. If any of you are in the Midwest or in Chicago specifically, there's a gluten-free and allergen-free event coming up April 12th and 13th. And what else?
You're going to see any more firefighters?
What are we doing here? There's events tomorrow. There's lots of events going on. But follow me on social media on mykitchendrink.com. And you can go to My Kitchen Drink on Facebook, and I'm there and always giving lots of good health tips and cultivating community there, which is really awesome.
And I do want everybody to check out mykitchendrink.com tonight. And Elise, thank you so much for being on my show tonight.
You are
Happy
so
St.
welcome.
Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day to you too.
So that was Elise with mykitchendrink.com and all those smoothies. Oh, that lavender one was amazing looking. Until next week, everybody, check me out, by the way, at GFree and Happy.com. Otherwise, have a great GFree and Happy week.